How's it going, everyone? I hope you're doing fantastic, and welcome to the first of what will hopefully be many, many more videos together. My name is Jay, and welcome to the channel. Now, thinking about this intro was actually kind of difficult because, I might know some of you from Instagram, from the clock app that probably doesn't exist by the time you're seeing this, or just from real life. Crazy to think about that, I know. But in any case, thanks for making the trek over here to learn more about me, learn more about collectibles, and as you can see behind me, yes, we are going to be talking about Funko Pops. But what I'd love to do together is to talk about collecting more generally, right? How can we improve what we have? How can we be smarter collectors? And how can we share what we love with other people around us? Whether you're like me, who's a huge Freddy Funko fan, if you're a Funko collector, Lego, Loungefly, whatever it ends up being, I'd love for us to learn from one another and to really talk about the future of collecting, right? I've been collecting for as long as I can remember. Maybe not Funko Pops, but when I was a kid, I collected Pokemon cards, Bionicles. Yes, I was one of those people that collected Beanie Babies as well. And as I grew up, I just sort of found a lot of value in the things that I had. Took really good care of it, tried my best to find new things and collect and grow my collection. And then it sort of stopped after a while, right? Grew up a little bit. And it wasn't until 2020, like I'm sure a lot of you started collecting something new. For me, as you could probably tell, it is Funko Pops that I started collecting in 2020. And whether you started collecting something different, I know a lot of people who really found an outlet in collecting. I was thankful enough to join Instagram during that time and really find the Funko community and honestly fall in love with just the joy of collecting these silly little things and sharing about it and talking to others about it. And so that's what I really hope that we can do together here, is to learn from one another above anything else. I want to know what you're collecting. I want to know what you like or don't like about what I'm collecting or even saying. I'd love for this to be a more collaborative conversation that we're going to have both today and moving forward. I'd love to talk about things, obviously, in the Funko community, talking about NFTs. As you can see, that's a big part of my collection. But talking about the future of collecting, right? How can we help each other be smarter consumers? How can we save a little bit of money along the way? But also, how can we find different ways to share what we already have? Whether you're at home and you have an Instagram page or a social media page where you're sharing about your collection, or if you're like me who are like thinking, how do I connect with other people about this, right? I'm just a dude collecting things, and that can kind of be lonely at times, but you have to find an outlet. And I was thankful enough to find the Funko community, and they became truly a community that I love and care for and want to be a part of. And I know there are a lot of collectors out there who feel the same, who want to have a community, especially now. Things are changing constantly, but hey, collectibles are what might keep you grounded. I really want this channel to be an outlet for collectors, to talk about all things collectibles, how to improve your collecting game, and really just to have a broader conversation on what does it mean to collect, insert your collectible here. Whether it's Funko like me, Lego, handmade by robots, something different. I think there's something for us to really talk about in terms of growing your collection and being a smarter collector along the way. And so that's what I really hope to get out of this video and all the other videos that we talk about together, is to really center it on collectibles and just making yourself a better collector. So what does that actually mean in practice? Well, let's start with the basics. What is collecting 101, right? As you're someone who might be collecting Funko for the first time, or Pokemon cards, or Lego, what are those fundamental things that, experienced collectors know? Where are those places that you can really buy your collectible? Whether it's at a retail store, whether it's online, through Facebook Marketplace, and other places, right? Let's start with those basics. Now, as we think about a more experienced collector, right? What does it mean to really grow and evolve your collection? I've had a lot of instances where, I've bought a few too many things, and after a while, certain pieces of your collectibles don't really fit the collection. And so what does it mean to really sell or trade? Where do you do those things? What's maybe something to look out for, especially in the Funko community, right? There are a lot of fake Funko Pops out there. So how do you become a smarter collector to be able to look out for those things? When it comes to Freddy Funko, I've got a lot to say. I'm incredibly excited for the collection that I have. I'm excited to see what's to come for Freddy Funko. And now that we have the introduction of Franny and Proto, really the world's our oyster in terms of different characters, in terms of a 2-pack, a 3-pack, heck, a 10-inch like we've seen with Proto, or a 6-inch, or a Moment. Really, there are so many possibilities, so I'd love to explore some of those hypotheticals, right? Freddy as insert character here, Franny as insert character here, right? What are some designs that we can come up together for future drops maybe, right? And speaking of drop, I do want to talk about all things NFTs. I have been collecting Funko NFTs since the very beginning, and I'm honestly blown away by how much it's grown in the last few years. I really want to talk about some sets that, probably have the potential of seeing a Series 2, and we'll go over that together, but some sets that don't exist at all. What are those licenses or even Funko unique characters that we've been dying to see, and maybe 2025 will be the year that we see them? So those are just a few of the topics that I'd love to explore with you together to figure out, hey, maybe if we talk about it here, we could see it actually come to fruition. Now, I'm sure like a lot of you, you've been watching different collectible content, whether that's Funko, Lego, Loungefly, whatever it ends up being, you've seen it online on social media, right? And so it got me to thinking, what can I possibly add to the creator space? Is it a conversation? Is it just a video that doesn't exist? And so that's really where I want us to be creative together. And I really would love your feedback in the comments, in DMs. What are you hoping to see that you don't currently see out there? I've got a list of ideas here that I'm excited to really share with you to go over just my personal take. I mean, what do I know? I'm just a guy, just a collector like all of you, but I'd love to continue that conversation. And that's really what I'm excited to do together. It's that create opportunities to have conversations both online, hopefully in person, and in the comments as well, so that we can continue to talk about collectibles in a pretty creative way. And that's honestly what I'm most excited about, is to let our creativity flow through videos like this one and other opportunities for us to connect. Now, before we sign off here, and I'll probably say this for the first couple videos, but again, these are just my opinions, right? Just my thoughts that are coming up about collecting, about Funko, about different things. And, I'm probably going to have some bad takes eventually, but I hope that we can learn together to figure out, hey, how do we better the collecting community that we're in? And how do we better ourselves when it comes to being collectors? There's a lot to learn, and there isn't really a manual when it comes to collecting Funko Pops or Lego, but I hope that together we can kind of create some how-tos and what to look out for, and hey, maybe don't do that or do this, that we can really share with others who might be at home watching and thinking, hey, I'm going to go out and buy my first Funko Pop, and I think I'm going to be able to not have too many things at the beginning, right? Not collect everything that, just because you saw it when you were growing up, doesn't mean you need to have it. I know for me specifically, I got a little bit crazy when it came to collecting at first. I can tell you right now, I'm thinking back to, I was collecting Simpsons, collecting McDonald's. Literally, if I saw it growing up, I was like, I have to have it in Funko form for whatever reason. And then at some point, reality will hit you, and you will think, I don't have enough space for all this, or it doesn't really fit the collection anymore. And so I'd love to kind of help you avoid that if you're just starting out. So that's kind of why we're here today. Thanks again for making the trek over from wherever you came, and I hope you'll follow along to see all the different kinds of content that we kind of create together. And so make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit that like button. Please let me know, what would you like to see out of this channel? Do you have any questions you want me to address? Is there a topic that you're really passionate about that maybe you haven't seen someone address online? Let me know down below, and I'll see you next time. Take care.